Hey guys, it's Hannah here and we are back today with the next video in my declutter series, and that is eye products. Today we are looking at eye primer, liners, shadow sticks, cream shadows, singles, palettes, small and big. It's the whole deal. So if you're interested in seeing what I currently have in my collection and what I'm going to declutter, just stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to do this one all in one because I just think it's easier. Eyeshadow primers. I have the Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer, the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base, and Too Faced Glitter Glue. I'm very happy with that, particularly since I am painting the NARS, to which I will have 2 eye bases, and then I'll be very happy. Gel eyeliners. I have 2 from Inglot, a black and a white. I don't often wear gel eyeliners, but it's just something I feel like I like having these in my collection, just in case there is a time I do feel like it. I have 1 pen eyeliner, and it's the McQueen New York Waterproof Eye Pen. Gonna keep that. Pencil liners. I have 6 brown eyeliners and 2 that are not. The L'Oreal nude eyeliner I've had for years and years and years, and honestly it needs to go in the bin. It's too old to keep, so it can go. I then have the Kaleidos Duochrome eyeliner in tourmaline. It's very pretty. Do I wear it often? No. Have I only worn it once? Yes. Am I going to keep it? Yes. And then brown eyeliners. Brown eyeliner is just what I like. And I like all of these brown eyeliners. My top 2 are the Makeup by Mario and the Sephora collection. But I don't dislike any of the others. So, particularly the 3 retractables I think would be really easy to use up. So I am not upset with keeping them all, which is probably the dumbest thing I've said in any of these declutters videos, but I'm going to stand by it. Eyeshadow sticks. I have these ones. I can't count off the top of my head. We have Rare Beauty Contentment. I really like this. This is a bronzy shade that's quite nice. We have Bobbi Brown Vanilla. I'm going to declutter this one. It is a little bit older and it was kind of to replace a matte paint pot, but it's too dark. So I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to also get rid of Dusty Mauve. It's just a little bit too dark for me, but I am going to keep Golden Peach. It's just a fantastic champagne. Bubbly from Hard Candy, also a really nice champagne shade. Another bronze by Terry Bronze Moon, keeping that, and I'll get rid of the Colourpop Colour Stick, just a little bit drier. Also going to get rid of the Sigma eyeshadow base in Radiance. This is not radiant. This did not give me a glow. I definitely preferred Bubbly. They were very similar. Milani shadow stick in Blossom. This is very similar to Rose Gold from... Oh, I need to swatch the Bobbi Brown and the Milani because I'm pretty sure Bobbi Brown's also very similar to Rose Gold from Laura Mercier. Alright, so that is Bobbi Brown Golden Peach. And this is Radiance from Milani. Yeah, look, Milani can go. It's not as shimmery. It's not as pretty. And then Hourglass. I'm just going to swatch them all now. This is the Voyeur eyeshadow stick in Moon. Another champagne. It's loose at the base. And also not as shimmery. It can go. I don't use cream shadows anywhere near as much as I used to, so it has to be like super pretty like this one. Let's do all of them while I'm at it. This one I think was even, yeah. See how that one's nice and bright and shiny. Rare Beauty is not as shiny, but it's that little bit deeper, which I like more as a one and done. It's still got some good shine on it. And then the Vitae is gorgeous. Again, deeper again, but super pretty. Alright, there we go. did better than I thought. Alright, cream and single shadows. Technically I'm cheating, the Auric is a duo, but it has a cream portion, so I'm including it in this section. You can tell there are brands that I love their eyeshadows, and the ones I love the most are the MAC Special shadows. So we have Don't Burst My Bubbly. No, this is Sparktacular. This is Don't Burst My Bubbly. P's for Pink and Major Win. They're not going anywhere. And this is Sparktacular? No, that's Sparktacular. This is Right Before Your Eyes, also not going anywhere. However, I am finally going to let go of my two quite boring MAC shadows. This is Sweet Heat and My Tweety. They can go to new homes because they're just, if I'm reaching for a single, it needs to be special. And you know what is special? No matter how little I reach for it, is Earthshine from NARS. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's not going anywhere. I also really enjoy the Victoria Beckham lid lusters. I have Chiffon, Blonde and Honey, but I am going to get rid of Honey because it is not as special as Blonde or Chiffon. Reflect from Hourglass is staying. Rose Gold and Diamond Eyes from Charlotte Tilbury are staying. Elven Things is another one that is just, I don't use it often, but when I do, it's really pretty. So it's going to stay. I got a lot of use out of my Urban Decay YDK this year, so it's going to stay as well. Colourpop, Mycelium and Olympic are gorgeous. The M Cosmetics Luna, it's pretty, but if I'm reaching for something like this, I'm going to reach for the Colourpop, so I am going to let this one go. And I'm also going to let go my Holika Holika. It's gorgeous, but I just don't find it wears on me super well anymore. Valentino Diamond Dust, Dream Dust. This is literal glitter, and it is my only literal glitter, so it is going to stay. Let's do some swatching of my liquids and Glitter Puck from Half Magic. This is the original one, Dopamine Sparkle. That's absolutely staying too. Let's swatch Charlotte Tilbury, Oyster Pearl and Auric are staying, as are my two Dazzle sticks. Lisa Eldridge is new, so she is staying, but I do want to swatch these four to just kind of get my head around them. This is Half Magic, Chrome Addiction, Eye Paint in ASMR. Is, oh, it's so pretty. Then we have the Natasha Denona Chromium Liquid Eyeshadow in bronze, nope, nude, Infra Nude.
I was gonna say, mine like is super dried up.
It's not super dried up, but it's definitely getting there. I think I would only get another year out of this. And because of that, I want to keep it for that last year just to wait till it's done. It's gorgeous. This is the Glitter Pill from Half Magic. If I'm going for a Half Magic glitter, I'm going for the ASMR. This one can go. The Fractal Eye Paint from About Face in Marsh. No, Tin Pan Alley. That is drying out. Again, I probably only have a year on that one, so I'm going to keep it. No, I'm going to give it to Erin. Are you going to use it? Yeah, I'm going to give it to Erin. It probably only has a year in it. And I'm asking Erin because she is here. I'll keep it because I'm going to reach for that one more than I'm going to reach for that one. There you go, Erin. And Satara Sparkle. I have purchased the Sona shade of these these Coalfish shadows, which is more my colour than this very gorgeous burgundy shade, but I just don't reach for it. So I'm going to get rid of Satara Sparkle as well. Alright. There was some movement here. Not fantastic, but as Erin said, this is where we get to the hard bit. Honestly, I haven't gotten rid of a whole lot, but that's because I think I have curated my collection down pretty well, and I am only buying things if I think I'm gonna keep them, so that's my eyeshadows.
You're very loyal. I feel like we've sat here for a few years now staring at a few of the same things.
These not going nowhere.
Same iterations of the same thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. These are they're old, but they still work perfectly well, and they're not going anywhere. Earthshine is probably the one that I use the least that could go, but it's so beautiful I cannot.
That's okay.
Oh, Erin, I think you're actually going to be proud of me in this one. There are some things that are going. This is my 3 to 6 pan palettes. I have included my Natasha Denona Glam Face and Eye palette though, because it does have 5 eyeshadows. I obviously have a preference of eyeshadow brand. I don't know why those Charlotte Tilburys are not next to each other. That is going to bug me, but it is what it is. Alright, I obviously have a favourite eyeshadow brand. If you have watched any of my videos, you know I have a favourite eyeshadow brand. That is Natasha Denona. I love her eyeshadows. So we have the Mini Bieber Stain. However, the Mini Starlet is going, and that is because I picked up the Star palette in the Black Friday sales, and the only reason I was keeping this palette was for Galaxia, which is this one, and that is in the Star palette. So it's gonna go. My Mini Dream, love it, not going anywhere. Mini Nude, love it, not going anywhere. Baby Bieber is also gonna go. It's quite... Even I'm saying it's a boring palette, which is shocking to say. I love a boring eyeshadow palette, but even that is... I need to be able to get at least 2 looks out of it, and I really can't with that one. And Camel is also going to finally leave. I have a lot of eyeshadow, and I now have a lot of brown Natasha Denona eyeshadows that are really special. If I'm reaching for these kind of tones, I'm reaching for the Star, I'm reaching for the my nude. What's the nude one called? I need a nude and I need a warm. They're the 2 ones. Those are the 3 that I'm reaching for these kind of shades. Or the 3 that I've kept. Also keeping the Glam Face palette. It is also very boring when it comes to its eyeshadows, but they do have those special shimmers, which I really appreciate. Urban Decay Moon Dust. Oh, so special, so pretty, gorgeous, staying. What is going is the Pat McGrath Labs Sublime Smoke palette. This is just not special, and for Pat McGrath prices it needs to be special, and it's just hard to blend and not that shiny, so it's gonna go. Charlotte Tilbury. I'm keeping 2, I'm getting rid of 1. Let's see what we have. And this is the one I'm getting rid of. This is Walk of No Shame. It just pulls too berry. And if I'm going to go berry, I'm not going for a quad. I have these tones elsewhere in my collection. The Walk of No Shame is going, but Pillow Talk and Exaggerize are staying. Essence Nothing Compares to Nude, it can also go. It's stuck around a couple of years. It's really cute, but I can declutter that. I've gotten a lot of the girls at work into makeup lately, so I really am trying to be really honest with myself about what I'm going to use, but also think about what I could give to them. Kaja, Peach Madeline, love it, staying. Colourpop, Head Capricorn in Charge, staying. Dare to Bear, staying. Sorbet can go again. I'm just not into the pinky eyeshadow at the moment. If I'm gonna go slightly pinky, it's gonna be something like the Kaleidos Shimi City and this really pretty pinky shade here. This one's staying. Rodine from M Cosmetics can go. Kaleidos Cold Brew is staying, and Glaminatrix Fairy Lights is absolutely staying. Alright, we always know this is the hardest one. This is my big palettes. Anything 7 pans or greater. If you have been watching my monthly makeup baskets throughout the year, you will have a bit of an idea on where I am with most of these palettes. So these ones I am going to just kind of go across and start with Ansley Rain Cold Moon. Honestly, this is divine. This is so pretty. I love it. It's not going anywhere. I made a comparison earlier this year between the Full Fantasy palette and the Glaminatrix Nearly Natural palette. And I said, if I'm going to reach for this colour story, because they're very similar colour stories, I'm going to reach for the Glaminatrix. So I am going to declutter the Lunar Beauty. Alright. Colourpop fame. Still not ready to give it up. I know it's old, but it is still a favourite. Rapunzel Essence palette. Again, I'm just not ready to give it up yet. And honestly, that probably has to do with a lot of the Disney of it all. But that's enough for me to say it's staying. Huda Beauty Gold is going to go. I mentioned this this was in my monthly makeup basket. It just doesn't wow me like it used to. I loved this palette, but it is good to go. Sultry, Mini Sultry by Anastasia, I'm going to keep. But I am going to declutter my MAC singles. And in doing so, I'm not actually decluttering them, but rather I'm transferring them to my kit, where they will get more use there than they do in my personal collection. So they're not really going, but they're kind of going. Makeup by Mario. Both of these palettes. So we have the Master Mattes, the Neutrals, and the Ethereal Eyes, which I opened in the incorrect order. I love both of these this year, and I have no regrets about either of them. They are absolutely stunning. Working my way backwards, Sigma Ambience is going to go. It's too warm. I don't reach for a warm eyeshadow a lot, and when I do, I don't go kind of orangey. So this one can go, but the Beauty and the Beast is going to say, because you can see it's more on that cooler neutral side, and then has that kind of pop pinky purple from the quads that I decluttered. The other palette that has some pinky purple tones is my Natasha Denona Star palette. As I said, I decluttered my Starlit because I now have Galaxia in a big shade, so it is not going anywhere. The rest of my Natasha Denonas I'm going to keep till the end though. Pat McGrath Mothership Divine Rose is going to go. Erin's face at that was like, what? I talked about this in my makeup basket this year when I use this, and I just don't use this as a cohesive palette, which means I don't use it at all. And as beautiful as the shifty, pretty sparkly shade is, I now have a lot of shades like this, so I actually don't need to keep this. I know, that is a bombshell.
It is.
Yeah, that is probably the biggest bombshell. That and the MAC. Patrick Tar Major Dimensions 2. This is where I'm going to get those kind of pinky tones that I decluttered from my smaller palettes, so it's going to stay. My Odin's Eye palette is not going anywhere. I love these singles, as do I love my Cleona and JD Glow, and these ones have Colourpop in them as well. Fantastic. As is my, this is my Glaminatrix singles, which are divine. I am decluttering the Making Moves palette. It's just not performing the way it used to. I mentioned that in my monthly makeup basket with this one. Look at these gaps forming. Heather Austin is my one kind of fun palette. I love Heather. She's a fantastic creator and I think it's really good. It's great to have one fun palette in my collection. Norvina. As I am filming this, it is November 30th. And I had come to the decision that I am going to use Norvina in the month of December and then she's going to be retired. Because I have not used her this year, but I just wanted to give her one last hurrah. So she's technically going back into my collection for the next 3 weeks before I go overseas. And by the time you see this, I will be overseas, so she will have officially been decluttered at that point in time. Then we've got the 90s palette from Vive. It's really different in my collection, so I still want to keep it because it is so different and I want to keep playing with it. And then we have my Natasha Denona's. We have the I Need a Nude and I Need a Warm, which are the 2 releases from this year. No, I Need a Nude released last year, but I got it this year. I love it. It's fantastic. Glam is still fantastic, but Xenon can go. It was really fun to play with this year, but we can all look at this and know that is not a Hannah colour story. It's super fun. Basically, the only shades I use are Skit and Snowbone. We all knew that was coming, right? I had a discussion between Sultry being the only greys that I need in my collection. Yep, I have 1 grey, 2, a silver and a black. That's all I need, not this whole palette.
You said the going coconuts over here.
Oh, going coconuts! I'm going to keep going coconuts. I forgot to move it over. I'm going to keep going coconuts. I say that as I have not used it yet this month. It may end up going next year, but it's in my to use in December pile. So, yeah. There's a lot of Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath leaving my collection, which I don't think anyone has saw coming, but I've got to make way for some new friends from Emsley Brain and other brands. I'm filming this pre-Black Friday haul and I've got new Odin's Eye coming, I've got new Emsley Rain coming, I've got that new Colfie shadow, I've got some new shadow coming, so I needed to make some space. Alright, so let's run through some numbers. Eye primer, I started with 3, I finished with 3. Totally fine with that. Gel liners, started with 2, ended with 2. Same with liquid liners, nothing there. Pencil liners, I started with 7, I decluttered 1, so I have 6. Shadow sticks, this is where I'm super proud of myself. I started with 10, I decluttered 6, so I have 4 shadow sticks left, and one of them's a mini. Super impressive. Cream shadows in pots, I started with 10, I decluttered 3, so I have 7. So that was 20 altogether, now down to 14, which is, no, not even 14, 11. Huge. Single eyeshadows, I did have 22, I decluttered 5, so that is down to 17. My 3 to 6 pen palettes, I started with 21 and decluttered 8, so that means I am now down to, gosh, I didn't do that math off the top of my head, 13 small palettes. And then with larger palettes, I started with 27, decluttered 8, so I'm now down to 19. Huge, huge declutters in this category. That means I decluttered 21 products, 31 products, 31 products. Super impressed with that. They've all gone to new homes already. I took them all in. Anything that wasn't expired went into work and it all has gone to a new home, which is really exciting. So that is it. Stay tuned for my final declutter. That is lip products coming up next. So click subscribe for that. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and let me know in the comments down below if you've decluttered anything lately or your thoughts on any of these products. I'd love to know and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.